Every now and then, a visitor from beyond the stars drifts through our solar system, staying only briefly before vanishing into the dark. These interstellar objects are fragments of other worlds traveling across the galaxy for billions of years. The newest, Freya Atlas, is passing near the Sun. But where did it come from and what can it tell us about the other worlds beyond our own? Discovered in July 2025 by NASA's Atlas Observatory in Chile, Freya Atlas became only the third known object from outside our solar system, after Oumuamua in 2017 and Borisov in 2019. The Atlas telescope was actually built to spot asteroids that could come close to Earth, not travelers from other stars. Yet, by chance, it found one. Freya Atlas follows a hyperbolic path, meaning it isn't trapped by the Sun's gravity. That means it's not coming back, it's simply passing through. Moving at about 58 km per second, it's faster than the two before it, and much larger, possibly around 5 km wide, making it one of the biggest interstellar visitors ever observed. Even so, Freya Atlas will safely pass every planet. It has already flown near Mars and is now curving toward the Sun, where it will reach its closest point on October 29, 2025, safely outside our orbit. But how does something like this end up here in the first place? To understand Freya Atlas, we have to look back to the beginning of stars. When a new star forms, huge clouds of gas and dust spin around it, slowly building planets, asteroids, and comets. But some of these small icy fragments get caught in a gravitational struggle, pulled and thrown away by giant planets or nearby stars. Once pushed out of their home system, they drift through the galaxy, wandering for billions of years in the space between stars. Freya Atlas may have started its long trip in the thick disk of the Milky Way, a region filled with old stars and ancient material that move slowly around the galaxy's center. It could be 7 to 14 billion years old and could be the oldest comet we ever observed, formed long before our solar system even existed. The interesting fact is that we're not just looking at a comet, we're looking at a small piece of another world, shaped under another sun, carrying the history of a completely different place. But not everyone agrees on what this mysterious visitor truly is. When Freya Atlas was first discovered, some scientists wondered if it might be artificial, perhaps a probe or debris from another civilization, because it came from outside our solar system. Observations with the Hubble, James Webb, and Very Large Telescope, however, showed clear signs of normal comet activity, and the majority of scientists rejected the idea of an artificial origin. So Freya Atlas isn't a spacecraft, it's a natural traveler possibly older than any planet in our solar system. What makes Freya Atlas so interesting is what it's made of. The James Webb Space Telescope found that it contains a lot of carbon dioxide along with smaller amounts of water vapor, carbon monoxide, and other gases. These are the same basic ingredients found in many comets from our own solar system, though the mix is slightly different. That tells us something amazing. The way comets form around the stars might be similar everywhere in the galaxy. And interestingly, as it gets closer to the Sun, the heat causes its ice to turn directly into gas, carrying dust from the surface and forming a bright cloud called the coma around its center. The gas and dust are then pushed outward by sunlight, creating a long glowing tail that can stretch for millions and sometimes even hundreds of millions of kilometers, far larger than Earth itself. Sometimes the heat of the Sun can make a comet flare up in brightness, or even tear itself apart, just like Borisov did a few years ago. And there's a chance that spacecraft like Europa Clipper could pass through its tail, a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to study material that comes from beyond our solar system. Free-eye Atlas will also pass near Venus in November and later by Jupiter in March 2026, giving astronomers even more chances to watch how it behaves. Every visitor from another star brings a message from across the galaxy. By studying them, we learn how planets, comets, and even the building blocks of life come together. We don't need to send a probe across light years. Sometimes the universe sends one our way. Free-eye Atlas, the third interstellar comet ever detected, is also the largest, fastest, and possibly the oldest we've seen, passing through our solar system just for a brief moment. It won't change our world, but it reminds us that the universe doesn't revolve around us. We are just one small blue planet, watching others drift by.